Hello good people of the internet, and if you're watching this YouTube, I'm sorry for mucking up your algorithm yet again by appearing in your feed. Today I'm going to talk about stuff. Don't quite know where I'm going. Decided not to have a script, which is handy because I never pay attention to whenever I script anything anyway, and it sounds too robotic if I do. And I guess that's not really me. I wanted to talk a bit about mental health and tracklocross and fixed gear riding and bikes and all that stuff in general. People who maybe follow me on some of my other projects and things like that probably aware of that I have ADHD and autism, which is a fairly new diagnosis. Spent 20 years getting the wrong medication on the NHS. I guess it's good that I didn't pay for the wrong medication, but kinda sucks that 20 years with the wrong medication, and mostly all it did was make my condition worse. So yeah, that was good, and probably fluctuating between pure rage that I've lost 20 years of my life and the thing of, well, you know what, at least I can try and get on with my life whilst now knowing what on earth is going on with my head. Should probably focus on the latter one, but I'm not going to lie and pretend that the former does not happen way more often than it should, which I know is unhealthy and not the best way to live, with lots of regrets and being angry at something that you have absolutely no control over, and listening to experts, sometimes it's not the best. But I guess I'm here now that I'm going through things, sitting down with quite a good diagnosis, one that feels like it fits. I'm putting together my life and realising I probably fixed gear bikes because I picked fixed gear bikes even because of what was going on inside my head. The more I've realised I spend a lot of time riding fixed gear with no brakes and BMX with no brakes, it took me a little while to realise that I don't like pressing brake levers. Gears kind of overwhelm me a bit. So funny how life is, eh? You just end up somewhere and you think you picked that, but actually probably you were determined to pick that. I guess that takes us into philosophical free will and determinism. Free will doesn't exist. If you believe it exists, you're deluding yourself, but you should live as if free will does exist. That's my first year of philosophy lecture for you. Please carry on with your life, and if you want to find out more philosophical things, I think I have written some philosophy of tracklocross stuff on the blog. Go and give that a read, see what you think. Also feel free to tell me how wrong I am. Nothing better in the morning than reading a message to hear how wrong you are. It really sets the day up. Yeah, all joking aside, yeah, do whatever you want, live your life. Feel free to tell me I'm wrong, feel free to tell me I'm right, feel free to do nothing at all. Just be you. So yeah, that's a little bit. But one of the other things that I've discovered that's become more of an issue is that I really hate social events. Now, I was always aware of that, and I even threw myself into being a musician at one point in time to try and get over that whole crippling inability to go to parties by basically forcing myself to be a focal point of many parties. People who have been to any of my gigs will know that I've done everything from playing with my back to the crowd to hiding behind things, and generally never tried to make myself the forefront of the band, which is kind of annoying when it is your band and you should probably be the focus. But anyway, I guess many bands have done that. Crippling self-doubt, all that jazz, all comes with the territory. That period of my life gave me more migraines, more headaches and more shit than I care to remember, which is handy because I can't really remember much other than the physical intense anxiety and pain that I was in mostly during that period, which I guess is another wonderful thing from the ADHD, anxiety, autism spectrum, is that I literally have years of my life with no memories. I do have lots of photographs. You can show me the photographs and I probably give you a story, but it's not really going to be what I remember, it's just going to be what I think I remember, if that makes sense. And most of that's going to take the context of the photograph and I'll spell it out. So yeah, so basically if you run fixed gear events and I say I'm coming and I don't come, it's because I'm lying under a duvet in the house with no ability to leave the house. As much as I want to come to these events, it really hurts myself. I have gone to lots of events. My work involves me going to events, unfortunately. I usually have to take a couple of days, half a week in a bed afterwards just to be able to restore myself and get myself back to some semblance of normality. One of the reasons for making this video is my blood pressure recently, I've noticed, because I was asked to monitor that, is never below 145/85, so yeah, probably going to add to the pill collection for that one as well. I just realised I needed to do something to sort of liberate myself, and I thought actually talking to a camera and going through all these motions might help me slightly unburden myself, or help people out there who are also going through similar stories, similar issues. When I wrote a big bit on the blog before about why I felt I did fixed gear because of mental health issues, which expanded more on what I'm saying today. Read the blog, don't read the blog, it's your choice. I've totally forgotten where I was going. I'll probably edit this out, but I'll probably not, because the whole idea here was to go without a script. Lots of people contacted me to say, oh my god, these are similar feelings to what I had. Some people subsequently went and had checkups with their GPs, went through things with their doctors and discovered that they also had ADHD and stuff like that. So what I'm trying to say is, let's have these discussions. We all talk about having these discussions. Nobody really has these discussions. We still talk about it in hushed terms, and we should really be way more vocal and understanding that neurodivergence is something that could be harnessed. Now, I guess I'm kind of on a double-edged sword there. I've been involved in many businesses where people have taken my neurodivergence, used it for what they needed, and unfortunately that would then bin me or get rid of me, sometimes in very hurtful ways, sometimes with lots of lies to justify the fact that they just didn't want to have to A, deal with me anymore, or B, just wanted to take control of everything for themselves and profit from what was never their ideas but were other people's ideas. It's nice. I guess it's the world. I've just learned that contract lawyers are one of the greatest things you can ever have. If you work freelance, get a good contract lawyer. You'll always make more money than you pay them, basically, and that's basically all they're there for. And they're a great tool if you're working freelance, because you just don't fit into the normal place of work. Now, this is something I'm going to say that might sound contradictory. I have recently found myself working for Scottish Cycling, and I would add that my team at Rock Up and Ride are very supportive of the issues that I have. Came to understand it, because basically I've been up front and said, this is an issue for me, I can't deal with this, and then people understand. They help you, they try to help you. So yeah, I would argue that not everybody's going to find that in the workplace, but I do feel that if you're ADHD, autistic, sometimes being freelance with a good lawyer is going to be your way forward in life, and is probably something I will, as my career moves, go back towards again, I guess. Who knows? Might just have lost my job. There we go. Yeah, well, I've not lost my job, but you know what I mean, pointing out that your career maybe needs to grow in other ways. So yeah, difficulties leaving the house. So yeah, part of that came from the anxiety, and I'll probably say that most of that came from the autism and ADHD being misdiagnosed, and constantly just giving new pills to try, which did nothing other than making me feel numb, and none of them ever really worked. They just made everything seem worse. I always talk about a story where I went with my daughter up Glencoe, standing at the top of the mountain looking around the world from the ski centre, and it was beautiful, but I felt nothing. And that was one of the days I decided to stop medication. I've since talked to my GP, and that all led to where I am with the diagnosis now, where they actually agreed with me and made me feel, well, I guess, safe and secure in trying something new, which was really nice to find a great GP who helped me. Then sadly I moved away, but I've now found another GP who is building on the good work of that doctor. So yeah, I know lots of people complain about their GPs and the issues of getting healthcare in the UK, but honestly there is some really good doctors out there who will take the time to listen, who will take the time to tell you what's going on, who will be honest about the fact that there's been so many cuts that actually the help you need is probably not going to come for 5 or 6 years, which is another wonderful thing, because I will be fucking ancient by the time I actually get any of the proper help that I'm probably going to need. So yeah, I guess it's one of the reasons why I've not ridden bikes recently either. ADHD fired into that, and that made everything in my life a bit worse. Turns out when I don't really ride bikes, things just get worse. So yeah, ride bikes, keep your mental health. And if anybody wants to have a discussion about why I think fixed gear bikes and cycling in general fits in with ADHD and autism, feel free to message me on the old Insta or through the blog or anything like that. Can't remember what my email is anymore. But yeah, Instagram, lots of people have sent me messages there from watching these YouTube videos. Hopefully this one wasn't too long, wasn't too boring, but it was just a bit about, yeah, fixed gear bikes, Tracklocross. I do it because I'm crazy. Yeah, somebody just walked past with their dog and it kind of distracted me there before I did the whole, yeah, see you later, do the whole like, subscribe type shite. I might put some riding videos from today in. Recently decided to redo my bikes and actually start riding, using it as a precursor to get hyper focused on picking out the parts I wanted, and hopefully that will kickstart things back into riding bikes the way I should do and the way that it's going to be healthy for me and help me grow. Cheers.